This is Rodney Cox, who is a victim of a horrendous miscarriage of justice and tragically and needlessly lost his son. And would you, Mr Cox, be able to share with us what happened to your son and what happened following?
Yeah, well, I lost my son through a person stabbed him to death. The person was charged with murder. They put him inside. Then they got him out on bail, $5,000 bail. And then they turned around and went to court. And then they found him not guilty. He walked free. And that's the pain that we are feeling every day in this state, that there's no justice in this state for Aboriginal people.
Yeah. What happened to your son?
My son was stabbed, and it was like he was the one who committed the crime, because when he went to court, the guy went to court, it was all about my son, not about him. It was about my son.
And he was walking home. He was
going home. He was going home from a night out. He had a night out with his friends, with his two cousins, and he was making his way home. He lived about 200 metres from his mother's house. And as he was walking home, he was stabbed. And the guy who was charged, he changed his story 3 times in the trial.
What was his? Was there anyone with him?
With my son,
yes.
Yes,
the man who.
Yeah, the man had his wife with him. And when we asked the police to charge the two of them, they said they couldn't because his wife never seen nothing.
But she was there.
But she was there. And then she came out in the court. They called her as a witness. And then she told everything in the court.
So she said that she was there?
She said she was there. She'd seen everything. She ran away up the hill. And then she looked back and she said she'd seen everything. And then we asked the police why wouldn't they charge her. And they said they couldn't charge her. We asked the DPP why wouldn't they get her a charge.
I spoke to your sister, Minette, and she said that there is a emergency call where you can hear that woman, the wife of the perpetrator, in the background saying some pretty disgusting things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, she did, and the prosecutor didn't even ask her in court on the day what she said, how many phone calls she made, and what she said on them phone calls.
But she was inciting for the incident to go on, wasn't she?
When she said stab, that's when the guy stabbed my son. One stab wound he had, and he died of that one stab wound.
I heard in the media that there were claims that he had a weapon, and I also read that no weapon has ever been found.
That's true. No weapon of the perpetrator. There was no weapon found of his. He told him how he bought a weapon. He told him he went into town with the weapon. He told him he went in there to wait for his friend who was coming in on the train. The friend did not turn up. The guy just lied right through the trial and did not even do a thing.
So he went to meet his friend in town?
He went to meet his friends in town, and his friend did not turn up on the train, as he said he did.
Mm.
The friend was called as a witness, said he never spoke to him for 3 weeks. And then the prosecutor and the judge did not say a thing about it, do we?
this man who committed the offence, he was he out on bail or out on parole for previous aggravated assault and burglary charges?
He was out on bail
Right.
for a previous conviction of stealing videos and games, and he was on 29 charges, and the copper turned around and said they wasn't serious enough to put him on a strict curfew. They just give him bail, and then he was out and he committed another crime while he was on bail, and still nothing happened to him.
And a lot of those charges were violent, aggressive type charges.
Well, I've never heard anything. I've only heard that he was on bail at the time.
With the court proceedings, what is your impression of what happened, and what do you think was left out, excluded?
The impression we got in the court that this was a racist issue, because they based it on 4 coloured boys going down the laneway. They did not base the evidence that were given from our witnesses, of my son's witnesses, towards this guy. The jury did not take into consideration what the people were saying to the jury and to the judge.
What did they say?
They said they saw my son lying on the ground and they run over to help him. They said my son told them that he was stabbed. The police who tried to help him, even he gave his story of it, said that he tried to help my son and that my son told him that he was stabbed. And another witness said the same thing, that my son told him he was stabbed and he didn't want to die because he was so young. And these witnesses just told a pack of lies.
Like, what did the man who was charged and then walked free, what did he claim?
He claimed in self-defence. He said my son came at him with a knife, and then he said that he had the knife in one hand and my son had a knife. So if there was 2 knives, there was no knives found. So there he was lying there. But my son don't carry any weapons. He just went out for a good night out and he was going home to have a shower and go to bed.